Great to be here. So as I mentioned, I'm a physiologist, and so we work on body functions. My main focus is on the cardiovascular system and the lung. And of course, publishing is part of what we do, but research is really the essence of what we do and what we try to do and try to continue to do. This is just an example of some of our work, and I'll get a little bit into detail, but not too much, don't worry about it, where we were interested in heart failure. And heart failure, of course, is a very common disease, very prominent in most Western countries. The most prominent symptom of patients with heart failure is dyspnea, so shortness of breath. And that's not a cardiac symptom, it's a respiratory symptom. Yeah. And so far, no clinician, no cardiologist, no respirologist could explain me why patients with heart failure have shortness of breath. And so we did a quite comprehensive study involving patients, cells, animal models, etc., in order to delineate what happens. And I don't go through all the details here, but what we basically can show is that the little cells that outline your blood vessels in the lung die when you have heart failure for various reasons, and therefore you lose blood vessels. And if you don't have blood vessels, you can't take up oxygen. And if you don't take up oxygen, you get shortness of breath. But not only that, if you don't take up oxygen, you have less oxygen in your body, and now you have a failing heart that is getting less oxygen, and that's of course bad, yeah? And that drives the disease process. Great story, we're just writing that up. The student came to me and said, okay, where are we going to publish that? And where do we want to submit that? And that's a little bit of a dilemma in this field, yeah, because this is a story that involves patient data, it involves basic science data, so it's somewhere at the crossroad, yeah, it's translational, it's cardiology problem, but it deals with a respiratory phenotype, yeah. So do we send it to a lung journal or to a cardiology journal? And in a broader context, yeah, it just highlights that we need journals, we need scientists, we need societies that foster this interdisciplinary, cross-organ, cross-basic science, clinical science, translational science approach. And this is rare because as a physiologist, I know we teach our medical students to think in organ silos. We practice medicine in organ silos and we research in organ silos. Yeah? And was one of the reasons why American Physiological Society has become my home, because they cover the whole breadth of different organs, from very basic science to clinical application, human studies, with different journals actually addressing different organs. But also we recently launched the first inter-organ crosstalk journal with comprehensive physiology. And because when I publish with American Physiological Society journals through this publish with purpose concept that they adopted 3 years ago, I actually know that my publication there gives back to the community by educating the next generation of translational, interdisciplinary, cross-organ scientists, by giving grants to these early career trainees, by organizing conferences which address this concept. And so I'm actually nurturing my own discipline by publishing with these journals. And that's the entire concept of Publish with Purpose. Thank you so much for listening to me, and enjoy your lunch.